I just saw a post on Facebook about somebody quitting their through hike and taking a trip to China. And that's cool. Like, you hike your own hike. And one of the comments actually was like, hey, I'm planning a through hike in 2023, but I don't know if it'll actually happen. Um, and I am going to relay to you what I told that person in the Facebook comments. And it's essentially your hike starts the second you choose to hike the trail and then start planning for it. There's really no secret to success other than you take the actions necessary to make it happen. And it took me a long time to learn that lesson. And now I'm just passing this knowledge off to whoever's watching on YouTube. Um, when I made the choice to hike the Appalachian Trail, the first thing I think I did was I announced it. I declared that I'm going to hike the Appalachian Trail. So there's a lot of like tricking your brain into doing things that it would not normally think to do inside of this, but it's the sort of stuff that works because it gets you doing things and plotting and conniving, if you want to say it, like to go and do the things that you really want to do. It really puts it in reality, like this is going to happen. And then you have to start planning for something as if it's really going to happen. Because if you go, oh, maybe, then it's not fixed. It's not going to happen. It's a maybe, and you're not taking the actions necessary to make it happen. And I'm going to keep using my hike as my example. And and like other things that I've wanted to do in my life, it wasn't until I put it in my reality that this is going to happen, like scheduling it. This is the date and time that it's going to happen, and I'm glad I had my contingency plans in place because sometimes things happen, and that's part of my planning is contingency plans. And so, like, I was planning on hiking in 2020, and I started looking for new jobs because what I was doing was I was working 3 jobs to make ends meet, and my ends were not meeting, and I was just barely keeping a roof over my head and just barely keeping food on the table, and the electric bill wasn't getting paid, and the car bill wasn't getting paid, and I was relying on way too many people supporting me financially, and I could not hike the trail doing that. So I started looking for a new job, and I got one, and it's not turned out to be the best job ever, but it's doing its job. It's paying the bills that I needed to get paid. And then when I finally have all of my gear set and ready to go, I needed another job so that I could actually start saving the money. So I went and I got a second job to start saving the money that I need to make this happen. I said I was going to hike this trail, and like 2 days later, I got my first piece of equipment. And that was back in 2018 when I finally got that first piece of equipment, So this trail is a couple of years in the making, And if you can't make it happen, like right now, if you don't have the money to just go out and buy all of the gear and quit your job and sell your house and your car and just start this month, you can at least have it inside of you to plan it and then start saving and then start gathering and shopping the deals and shopping for what you're going to need and doing the research and testing your gear. You have run-up time. You have control over this. And your hike starts the second you make a decision. And my hike has been going on for approaching 3 years, and that's fine. That's just the way it's going to work for me. But you got to get out there and you got to actually do it. Because if you're not doing it, if you're not plotting while you're here, if you're not absolutely certain it's going to happen, it's not going to happen. Now, yes, doubts do creep in. Like, hello 2020, but I'm still operating inside of this is happening. And the contingency plans are, if it doesn't happen when I want it to happen, and I need to postpone another year because of coronavirus, then I have what I need set up. And it's just a matter of saving extra money and then putting my post-hike plans into place. I've decided that I want to go and do van life and work remotely for however long it works. So I've been putting those plans into motion and things that I can do post-hike when I come down off of Katahdin. So you make your plans, you set that in as much stone as you possibly can. You write it in your calendar, or you declare it on Facebook or YouTube, or you put it out there and you make it happen. And yeah, my video quality is crap for these because I have decided that I don't want to spend my money on fancy camera gear. I'm not on some website or YouTubing how to edit my videos. I'm just figuring this out on my own because it's not time or money that I'm spending focused on this. I'm focused on the hike. I'm focused on getting it out there and getting it done. So if this is the quality of video I've got, that's fine for now. I got a little Aldi knockoff GoPro. And I got a GoPro too, because, the other job that I have gave us extra bonus, that we could use on whatever we want. So I totally got a GoPro. Yeah. And I'm going to figure out how to use that. I haven't figured out how to use that yet. Because for whatever reason, it's just not syncing with my phone. I don't know. Anyway, I feel like I'm rambling, but I really just am absolutely certain that the way to get out on the trail is to make the decision to get out on the trail. And then whatever doubts creep in, you go, okay, there's a doubt. Thank you for sharing, and keep going. You don't need to listen to this doubt. This is not a doubt that is real. It's your brain telling you lies. It's your brain telling you lies. This is a lie. This doubt is a lie, and you can put it aside. You can just ignore it. You can go, okay, I have a doubt in my brain. Thank you for sharing, and move on with your day. You don't need to make the doubts real. And I think that is the biggest lesson to take away when you're doing anything in life, is if you doubt yourself, you can say, hey, doubt, I see you, and I'm choosing to ignore you. Because I ignored those doubts, and I decided I wasn't going to pay attention to those doubts. I've lost 45 pounds now in this effort to get out on the trail. I've bought gear, and I'm saving money. I'm working 2 jobs, and I've got my eye on a prize, and that's to get out on this trail. And you know what? I had a random day off from both jobs last Saturday because something that I had planned to do fell through. And I was like, well, that's a relief. I don't have to worry about that. But now I've got a random Saturday off. And that's the day I went and got my hiking shoes. That's the day I went and filled my tires with air because the little tire light had come on in my car. I filled it with things, and I took actions, and I was grateful for that time. And that's what you do when you have a goal. You keep your eye on the prize, and you get yourself there. And the doubts come in and the I don't wannas come in, and you say thank you for sharing. And you put them away. And you get on with your day. Because there's a life to live out there. And listening to the lies that are your doubts will not get you where you want to go in life. And it took me 35 years to learn that. Don't let it take that long for you. And if you're past the 35 mark, don't waste any more time listening to your doubts. Please like and subscribe. I don't care if you hit the notification bell, because quite frankly, I don't hit the notification bell. It's atrocious and I don't like it. So just like and subscribe, and please share on your social media platform of choice. Oh, I totally just copped that from Mrs. Volfy over at my half-acre homestead, or our half-acre homestead. But anyway, see you all later.